That's it. I think we're live.
Yeah.
Just wait a few seconds for this audience to build up. See who's at home watching. Okay, I think I can go live now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sunday Night Live. This week we have a very special edition because I'm going to hand over full control to our lovely friends at the Friendship Circle, who have also invited a very special guest along. So I'm just going to introduce everybody here on the screen that you can see. We've got Claudia Edelman. Good evening, Claudia.
Hi.
Our very own Adam Patrick, all the way from London. And
Hi.
Hannah Mandel. Good evening, Hannah.
Hi.
And Hannah Levy is there with us. Hey, Hannah. And we've got Mike Newman, who is our very special guest. But I'm not going to tell you anything about Mike. I'm going to let everybody else interview him instead. So I'm going to just hand it over to you guys.
Thank you so much, David. Hannah, it's down to you. Hannah Mandel.
Okay. Woo. Welcome to the Friendship Circle Takeover of Sunday Night Live. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. A couple of weeks ago, we had an amazing experience, and we visited the Speed of Sight in Wigan. The Speed of Sight is an epic organization that helps people of all abilities have incredible driving experiences. I absolutely loved the driving experience. Personally, for me, it was absolutely fantastic because not only did it give me the confidence to do something that was out of my comfort zone, but it also made me feel very good about myself, and it really boosted up my self-esteem. We are lucky to have with us tonight Mike Newman, who is the founder of Speed of Sight, and Mike holds the record for the fastest driving blind man amongst many other records that I'm sure he will tell us all about tonight. Now, before I hand you over to Claudia, I would just like to give a very, very special shout out to the one and only Maya Lurie. Maya, if you're listening, everyone in the Friendship Circle, we wish you a very speedy recovery. We love you and we miss you very, very much. Claudia, over to you.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. Oh, sorry. Right. Question number 1. Can you start by telling us a little bit about Speed of Sight?
That's right, your question's soon. That question's for Mike.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Yeah, we can
Mike,
hear you, Mike.
Sorry.
Okay. Right, so Speed of Sight came about came into existence in 2012. However, it's something I've been thinking about for a few years before that.
All right. Okay.
And
I think we might have lost Mike for a minute. I think he's frozen.
Mike, is he frozen there?
Oh.
You know what I'm going to do once Mike is frozen?
Or disability.
I'm gonna show a few pictures of you guys at
the fact that he couldn't drive it.
All right.
1 minute.
I'm frozen.
Mike, you broke up for a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I started to meet many people who became disabled through illness or accident, and they'd lost their driver's license. So it started me to think about how I could give them back that excitement and exhilaration and get them behind the wheel again. And what you experienced the other day is what we now do.
Good. And my next question is, how does it feel when you're driving? Mike.
How does it feel? How does it feel when I'm
Yeah, how
driving?
does it feel?
It feels very
Yeah.
very liberating, very exciting, and it's something I enjoy extremely very much. And it's the most exciting thing I'm able to do.
Okay, and now I'm going to pass it over to Adam.
Adam, just before you go, Adam, I'm just going to show some of the photos of you guys at the racing track. So just 1 second. Wow, that looked amazing. I want to have a go at that one day. Yeah, I saw you there, Hannah. So, Adam, over to you.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
I've been there 2 times. It's been a sight, Mike.
When you guys again?
It's 2 weeks today.
You're gonna go again?
Yeah,
You like it?
I like it, Mike.
Okay. Do you got any
Brilliant.
questions?
You enjoyed it,
Yeah,
and we enjoyed having you to come and see us.
what in that?
So do you want to ask a question?
Yeah.
You wanted to know whether when you drive,
You help me.
okay. Go on, you can ask.
How are you, that fighter?
Mike, what he wants to know, Adam was asking, is when you're driving a car, are you ever frightened?
Not frightened, because we plan very carefully for our record attempts, and we prepare and make sure we can be as safe as possible. So we're very respectful of what we try to do. We are very conscious that we are doing something that's could be very dangerous. So we minimize that risk as much as possible to make sure that everyone is as safe as we can be.
Okay. So another question for Mike.
Yeah.
Do you want to know if he helps the mechanics to fix the cars?
Mike, how people fit the car?
He wants to know if you ever help the mechanics fix the
Can you say that
cars.
again for me?
Adam wanted to know if you ever help the mechanics.
I do sometimes. Yes, I do sometimes. I get involved with the cars that we run. We get involved in changing the wheels, changing the bits of the car, changing the spark plugs, and get involved completely in what's going on.
What in that?
And you wanted to know if he's done a lot of things. Is there anything you'd really like to do he hasn't done yet?
What you like to do? What you like to do, Mike?
He's saying that you've done a lot of things, okay, and is there anything you'd really like to do that you haven't done yet?
Well, we're hoping. One of the things I still got to do, and I planned to do it a little while ago, and we haven't managed it, but hopefully in October we'll be able to do it. I want to be able to take a powerboat over 100 miles an hour. And we're hoping to do that in October.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
What speed are you doing in the cars?
So we're going down to Devon.
What speed you drive the car?
Mike, you wanted to
And
know.
my last record was 204 miles an hour.
Wow.
Last time I did a record, it was 204. 204.
Is that it?
Okay. Yeah, do you want to hand over to Hannah Lee?
I'll Hannah Levy, please.
Thank you, Adam.
Okay.
So I've got some questions. I've got some questions that Hannah prepared earlier, right, Hannah? So I'm going to ask them on Hannah's behalf. So the first question for Mike is, how many vehicles can you drive, Mike? I think Mike's not frozen again. Mike, are you with us? Frozen again. Oh no.
Oh, there he is. Mike, are you with us?
No.
Oh, Mike's gone. He will be back though, I'm sure. Here we go.
Oh, hello. Hi, Mike.
Not today.
See if people have any questions at home.
Mike, are you with us now? I'm not sure he is.
No, I think Mike's signal's gone.
Why don't we go on with the next interview? Oh, we can hear.
You hear him?
Oh, he's up there.
Oh, there we are. Mike, are you with us? No, there we go. Mike, can you hear us now? Mike? No, I don't know if Mike can hear.
Etsy, follow him.
Okay, why don't we go on with the next interview and then we can try and get Mike on afterwards. Should we do that?
Yeah, maybe let's do that. Do you know what? Whilst Mike's frozen, can I ask you guys some questions about the driving that you did?
Yeah.
5, 6.
Yeah.
So how did it work? You went down to the track. Did you have to wear a helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did, and
Yeah.
special driving stuff to protect
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
4, 7.
And then somebody else was driving in the car with you.
Yeah.
And was it pretty fast?
Messages. 5. Phone. 322.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Selected.
Really fast.
Recents.
And you
Looks
guys
like
had
a really
control.
fun day out.
Selected.
It was. You
Yeah.
guys had control, didn't you, of how fast we went with the pedals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was mega. Okay, Mike's calling me. Dave, why don't you move Mike for a minute?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Adam, do you want to ask?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, Etsy for
So we've just got a brief delay whilst Mike figures out some of the sound issues here. Let's hope we can get that back on.
Mike's going to try and sign out.
oh.
Oh, he's disappeared altogether now.
Okay,
Sorry, guys, technical issues tonight.
Oh.
it happens.
Stop.
Right. Should we go on to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so give me the papers a minute. That's it. Who's next?
Me.
Adam.
Well,
Yeah. Go on, Adam. Why don't you introduce the next person?
wait, what?
Have you got it, Adam?
Yeah, my dad. Wait 1 minute. I'll
Okay.
wait my sister out.
Okay, that's fine.
I know you were. It should be sure.
Wait, David, Adam, you need to tell us who we're going to interview now.
We interview Dave.
That's
You
right.
interviewing me. Oh, that's great. At last, somebody's going to interview me.
So go on. What do you know?
It should be sure.
Sunday night.
It was how Sunday night before the lockdown with a rabbi. I prefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we started Sunday Night Live when the lockdown happened, and the rabbi had no way really to speak to anybody because no one could come to shul. So we decided Sunday Night Live was a good way to try and interact with people at home. And since then, I think we've probably been doing this for about a year now. And Adam Patrick tunes in every single week.
Yeah.
So what do you want to know about David? Do you want to ask him? You asked a question, didn't you, about what jobs he's done?
What job you done, David?
What job do I do? So I in my day job is as an estate agent. I sell houses and flats and things like that.
Yeah, Adam wanted to know: have you always done the same job?
You got the same job?
Yeah, pretty much always done that. I think it was the first job that I had when I left school. So yeah, consistently done that. I did at one point. I thought I was going to be a journalist, and I wrote a few articles for newspapers. But I think I decided selling houses was more fun.
What next?
You want to know his hobbies?
What your hobby?
What's my hobby? Oh, look at me. My hobby's eating. I love food. I like cooking. So yeah, I think that probably is my hobby.
And if you could do anything in the world, what would you do?
What you want to do in the world?
Well, if I could do anything in the world, do you know what I haven't done that I really want to do? It looks a little bit dangerous, but I want to give it a go. I want to do a skydive. You know where they dive out of aeroplanes with the parachutes on? I've always wanted to do that. I'm not sure my wife would be too happy about it. Maybe she will. Who knows?
So it's handing over to Hannah.
Hannah
Mandel.
I'll pass it over Hannah Mandel now, please.
Hi, David.
Hey, Hannah.
Hi. How long have you been a part of the Shrubberies family for?
Wow, it's a really good question because my family's association with shrubberies probably goes back all the way to the 1950s. That's when my grandfather first started to get involved with the shul. So I remember this shul from growing up as a little boy, and yeah, it's a great privilege to be involved with it all these many years later.
Great. Have you ever thought about doing some work for us at the Friendship Circle, as it would be really awesome for us to have you on board?
Well, that is an offer I can't refuse. I'd love to. I would love to. You guys are always fun, and it's always lovely when you come to visit us at our shul. So yeah, put me down for the next job.
Okay. How long have you been vice president, and do you enjoy doing the job that you do?
Yes, I've been vice president now for I think about two years. It feels longer, but I enjoy it immensely. I get to work with some really nice people, and the rabbi, and I don't know if you know a fellow called Ian Creek. He's our president. So the best thing about Ian Creek is it doesn't matter what mood he's in, whether he's happy or he's sad. He's always got this infectious giggle, and it really makes me cheer up. He can't say two words without giggling, so it's great. But he's a really good person to work with, and yeah, it's been a real pleasure.
Great. Now, my last question: do you ever feel like a VIP when you're working for Shrubberies?
I always feel like a VIP when I'm working for Shrubberies. It's lovely when I meet people outside of Shrubberies as well that I know from shul, and occasionally I feel like a real celebrity if I get spotted in Tesco's and somebody knows my name.
Thank you very much, David. Claudia, over to you.
Thank you,
David,
Hannah.
Before Claudia starts, I think Mike's waiting in the waiting room. Should we see if
Oh
we can
yeah,
get him?
let me bring Mike in. One sec.
Sorry, Claudia.
There we go. Oh
That's
look,
all
there's
right.
Mike's dog.
Hi.
Hello there again.
Oh, that's much
Good.
better.
Yeah.
Claudia, is it okay if we go back to the questions we were asking Mike?
Yep,
Is
that's
that
fine.
right? Okay, Mike, we're going to jump back onto your questions, okay?
Okay.
Because Hannah Levy had asked how many different vehicles you can drive.
I've driven motorcycles, racing sports cars, racing trucks, powerboats, aeroplanes, and occasionally I've driven a tractor.
Wow. That's
And
incredible, Hannah, isn't it?
I was listening earlier to your other gentleman chatting there. You talk about doing a skydive. I highly recommend it. It's great fun.
Oh, that's great, Mike. I'm going to give it a go.
How about doing the skydive live on Sunday Night Live?
And whilst we do it, raise some money for the Friendship Circle.
Absolutely, I think that's an idea.
Okay, deal.
Next question. How fast have you driven a car? So I think you might have answered that, but maybe you can tell us again.
So my last record, we were able to achieve 204 miles an hour, 323 kilometers an hour, and that was driving a specially built Nissan GTR. And for those who are interested in statistics, it was running 1,000 horsepower.
That's fast, isn't it, Hannah? Yeah. Thank you. And the last question is, how old were you when you first learned how to drive?
Well, my parents are driving instructors, so it's something I've grown up with, but I didn't start driving myself on a regular basis until I was about 39.
Wow, that's brilliant. Thank you. And now, Hannah, we're going to give over to Hannah Mandel. You've got some questions for Mike, right?
Hi. Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Mike. How long have you been involved in Speed of Sights for?
Well, I've been involved from day one. The Speed of Sight was my idea, and we formed the charity in 2012. And next year is our 10th anniversary, and we're very excited about it.
Wow, that's amazing. What is it like to be blind, and how do you face daily life with your disability?
Well, being blind isn't much fun, but you have to make the best of what you've got. And I've always tried to do that, make the best of a situation. So I've always attempted to do the very best I can, grab each opportunity that comes along and make it work, and enjoy my life as much as I can. Yes, of course, I'd love to be able to see, but it's not going to happen. So I get on with it and do the best I can anyway.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If you didn't have any disabilities and if you were not blind, would you still have started the Speed of Sight?
Oh, I don't know is the honest answer. If I was able to have seen, I think, and I can tell myself, because no one's going to disprove it, that I would have probably been some sort of racing driver. So you never know. I may have done. You never know.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us, Mike. And on behalf of everyone at the Friendship Circle, thank you for giving us such an amazing opportunity that we will never forget.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure, and we really hope that we're going to see you again soon.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Mike, before we say goodbye, Mike, there's a question being asked from one of our viewers at home. Questions come in from Sharon Hood, and she asks, Mike, is all your funding raised by charitable donations?
Yes, it is. We rely on lovely people to give what they can when they can, and we really appreciate it.
And if the lovely people at home want to donate to Speed of Sight, what's the easiest way for them to do that, Mike?
Probably either to go to our website or give me a ring, give me a call.
Fantastic. And just for those at home, what is your web address, please?
So it's quite easy. It's just speedofsight.org.
There you go. Dead simple. Thank you for that question, Sharon. And there's a comment here from Richard, who's also a member of the Friendship Circle. He says, that's inspirational about Mike saying that you have to make the best of what you've got. And he goes on to say you have a great positive attitude, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Thanks for
See you
talking.
soon.
Bye, Mike.
Night.
Bye-bye. Take care. See you soon.
Yeah, that was awesome. Should we
Well
go back?
done, guys. That's brilliant. You'll have me out of a job now. I think you're going to have to take over Sunday Night Live every week.
We could do that, right?
Yeah.
What will I say?
Doing very well. So, I think Claudia was going to ask some questions before Mike came back.
I will. The first question I've got is, why did you start Sunday Night Live?
So we started Sunday Night Live because we just, it was right at the first part of lockdown, and it was very difficult for people, and we couldn't see each other, and we needed to be able to have conversations with everybody. And so we thought the easiest way to do it was to have a show like this where we can talk to people at home, and if they wanted to, they could make comments and we could read them out, and it's worked very well.
Good. My next one is, what kind of people have you interviewed?
Wow. Gosh, we've interviewed everybody. I mean, we've interviewed people from the Friendship Circle. We've interviewed doctors, rabbis. We've had special guests from the Crown. I think the Crown Prosecution Service. We've had, I think one of our first guests that we had on was a doctor. We were talking about all sorts of medical things. So we've interviewed so many different people. I suppose the biggest guest that we've had on Sunday Night Live so far, other than Claudia Edelman, Adam Patrick, Hannah Mendel, and Hannah Levy, has been the chief rabbi. He was our biggest guest that we've had on, and it's been a great honor to have a wonderful guest this year.
You met him.
And my last question is, will you continue it after COVID?
So far, I think the decision is to carry this on because people. What we found out is that COVID perhaps has shown us a little bit that actually all of these online activities is a good way to sort of reach people who might feel a bit disconnected even without COVID. So it's nice to be able to give people another service, because previously people couldn't come to shul or interact with shul in any way without actually physically being there. So now we can hopefully give people another option.
Okay, thank you. And now over to Hannah Levy.
Hannah, you've got a question, right? And your question is that Hannah absolutely loved the Shrubberies Friendship Circle Shabbaton that we did a couple of years ago. And Hannah wants to know when we can do that again.
Oh, wow. So we were talking the other day about all the different activities that we could bring back to shul when it's safe enough, because I think we need to just see how things go with COVID over the next few months. And then we're going to start to bring back all the things that people miss. So things like Kiddushim and things like that. But one of the things that we missed the most, it was that Shabbaton. In fact, it's probably one of the last things I can remember going to before COVID hit. It was such a special weekend. It was such a lovely Shabbos when you came to our shul. And it was so nice to be able to, I suppose, work with you all to make it your home as well as ours. So we're looking very, very much forward to having you back, Hannah.
Right. Okay. Now back over to Claudia.
Thanks for letting us interview you, David. How did it feel being on the other side of the table for once?
It feels amazing. This is what I'm going to do every time I take a holiday. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. You've done a very, very good job. Very professional. You should be very proud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Now,
you.
I've got some questions for you guys. I've got one question each, so everyone can find out a little bit about you. So the first question is to Hannah Mendel. Hannah, I want you to tell everyone a little bit about what it's like when we go into schools to teach children about disability and friendship, because you've done that with me many times, and it's a really impactful program, and that's probably one of the biggest things that we missed doing over COVID. So I thought it might be good for you to tell everyone a bit about how that is for you when you come in with us.
Wow, that's a very interesting question. My answer is it's absolutely fantastic. It really is such an honor and a great mitzvah to not only be able to go into local schools within our community to talk to the children about disability and to talk to the children about raising awareness, but it makes me feel very humble, and it makes me feel very special to be able to share with the children some of my own experiences about what it's like having disabilities, and also what it's like for me on a daily basis to struggle with my own problems.
Thanks, Hannah. It's so important for the children, and some of the questions that they ask you and the other members from the friendship circle shows that they understand so much, doesn't it? And they're really good questions. I'm really looking forward to going back into the schools. The next question is for Claudia. So Claudia, you came to Manchester from Glasgow about 3 years ago, wasn't it? And just tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up in Glasgow. Did you have friends? Did you have social things to do? And then how does it compare to life in Manchester?
Well, for me in Glasgow, it was very difficult. There wasn't really a Jewish community. I mean, there was, but it was nothing like Manchester. And I suffered a lot of bullying. And then after that, I ended up losing my mum. So it's been really hard for me in Glasgow. But now that I'm in Manchester, I feel like I'm friends with everyone. And I'm going out a lot. We're doing things together. I never really went out at home. So it's majorly different. So I'm actually glad I'm in Manchester now.
We're glad to have you. I remember the first activity that you came to when you came to visit Manchester. Do you remember? You came to the big challah and we just got to meet you. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, and you were coming to see if you'd like it in Manchester, and I guess you did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The next question is for Adam. Adam, you love going to shul on Shabbos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big shul person.
Yeah.
Tell me what's so special about Shrubberies? Why do you love it there?
Meet people.
You meet lots of people. Are they nice?
Yeah.
Yeah? Tell me something about the people at Shrubs.
Take the man, eat a tree.
Are they your faves?
Yeah.
Yeah? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. And now I have a question for...
Adam. I know Adam, a small boy.
You know, Adam Kaplan, since you were a small boy?
Yeah.
That's right. You grew up with a lot of people, didn't you?
Yeah.
A lot of people tell me that they knew you since you were small.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Adam. Now, a question for Hannah, right? Hannah, while we were in lockdown, you were shielding at home with your family, weren't you? So everyone had to stay in for a whole year. You had to stay in your house. And that was very difficult, wasn't it? Because you couldn't get out and you couldn't see people. So we saw your happy, friendly face on Zoom the whole time, a few times a week, right? You're always happy. Now, I want to know, and also when we came to your door to deliver packages through the window, I saw your happy face, right? So I want to know what helped you get through the lockdown, and what helped you get through that whole year? So you gave me some answers before, didn't you? So the answer to that question is Zumba. So how often did you do Zumba online, Hannah? Like every day? Yeah, every day this girl's doing Zumba, right? You could probably do Zumba in your sleep. It made you super happy, right? That's right. You also did lots of walks in your garden. And one of the walks you did, you raised money for the friendship circle. You raised a lot of money, didn't you? You walked round and round and round your garden with your mum or your dad or your brothers, whoever else. Is that right? And you did that every day. Yeah. Another thing that kept you happy was seeing your friends, because I know you spoke to Claudia a couple times a day, didn't you? You spoke to all your friends in Claw.
Yeah,
So having your,
twice a day.
That's such a good friend. So having your iPad or your phone and being able to speak to your friends, that made you really happy, right? That's right. And then the last thing was the friendship circle Zooms. So you always joined in and you did lots of things with us, didn't you? That's right. You did challah bakes and we did art.
Esty, can I ask you a question? Hannah's got a celebrity singer friend, hasn't she? Oh, yes. We know.
They know.
Tell us a bit about Esty, tell us a bit about him.
So Hannah's a little bit of a fan. A fan of Avon Freed, is that right? That's right. So if we want to make Hannah happy, we put him on an Avon Freed song. Is that right? And we've been quite lucky that we've had Avon Freed on video chat a few times because he loves making you happy. Yeah, and do you remember that when we had a barbecue a few weeks ago and we decided to try and give him a call, and he answered. And he chatted to you, and we've had videos from him, and you've had some video chats. So having Avon Free during lockdown also kept you going. Yeah, and I think listening to his songs probably keeps you happy too. That's right. I think a lot of things make you happy, Hannah. Hannah's a very happy person. Is that right? Yeah.
That's
okay.
great.
Thank you. So we are now back to Hannah Mendel.
Well, Hannah, before you finish off, do you mind if I read out some of the comments from people at home?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go. So Maya's mum, Kate, here she is, Kate Lurie. All of the interviewers are amazing. Such confidence. Kol hakavod. So she's saying you've done a great job. We've got Maxim Cohen as well at home. He says, hi, Hannah. I'm not sure which Hannah, but he's saying hi.
Hannah. Yeah.
Hello, Maxim. Right, we've got Sharon. Sharon Hood has said, guys, you are all so awesome. Thank you for sharing. We do miss seeing you at Shrubberies, and I really hope we can see you all again soon.
Thank you, Sharon.
And then we've got Sheila, who says, hi, everyone.
Hi,
and
Sheila.
Edward Shalom, who says, hi, all. So there you go. Robert Nathan's also there now. Robert said something earlier. Let's bring that on now. Robert said Adam was also a Shrubs tea at 2 on Tuesdays. He was a regular. Adam, you've been to everything, haven't you?
Yeah.
Good. We like to see your face at different things.
Adam,
you know about.
Adam, you were also shielding at home, weren't you, for a very long time?
Yeah, I am.
So, do you want to? Maybe you can tell us what kept you going during that year.
I do 2 mile walk every day.
2 mile walk every day. Wow.
For my neck, in my knee, my sister, my brother-in-law, suburb.
Somebody like Hannah.
They're walking miles, aren't you?
What a mile?
Yes, on the computer.
I do 1 mile walk
On the computer.
of computer.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. And Adam, did you sign into lots of different activities?
Yeah. Have
Yeah, out with Chava.
No, you. No
With the-
event is
You did the friendship circle one, and you also did Jewish Action for Mental Health, didn't you?
yeah, our yoga. With
And yoga.
with Laurie.
Yeah, with Kate. And you've done all the shrubbery Zooms, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you've been so busy. All the Tuesday
At the
ones.
drink. At the drink. You made sort it out.
What did I miss out?
It's Shabbat Pat at home.
Shabbat home packs. Yeah. Well, I didn't mention all the things we did we? Did you enjoy getting those, Adam?
Yeah, our daughter it should be.
You're back in shrubs now, aren't you?
No, our daughter it should be.
Havdalah was
That's right. Lovely. And I think you've joined on all the different shiurim, haven't you?
Yeah.
All the talks that the rabbi does.
Every Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Wow, Adam, you're on it. Get frequent flyer points for shrubs.
No.
Sounds like you guys have been kept very, very busy over lockdown.
Yeah. Hannah at shop. At tea.
Hannah Mandel?
No, you met Hannah at shop.
Make
No.
the
Hanukkah
bakes.
The Hanukkah truck. Adam wants to. Do you want me to tell about the Hanukkah truck?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Hanukkah truck that we did was mega, wasn't it? Do you remember it, Hannah? Oh, you couldn't come to it, could you? No. The Hanukkah truck. Claudia, you saw it, and Hannah. Why don't you tell us, Hannah, about the Hanukkah truck? Hannah Mandel.
Really?
The Hanukkah truck over Hanukkah was absolutely amazing, so fantastic. The friendship circle were on hand to make sure that everybody who was either shielding with their families or at their own homes were able to take part, enjoy some donuts and latkes, listen to music, and have a little dance and a bit of a party. And they made it so fantastic by bringing the truck round to all the different streets and roads, etc. It was such a massive hit that I've already had people asking me when is it going to happen again.
Oh,
what was on the truck? Hannah, what was on the truck? It was quite special.
Yes.
Who was on the truck?
So you were on the truck. Aaron
I was on the main show.
Aaron was on the truck, and if any of you know our DJ in the friendship circle, DJ Yiddy Frischman, if you're listening, big shout out to you. You were absolutely fantastic over Hanukkah, and you still are fantastic to this day.
Yeah,
a magic show.
The magic show. We did the magic show on Zoom. Yes, absolutely. And the Hanukkah truck was mega. Talent show with David Mintz. There was loads.
Yeah, we did that talent show. That was fun. That was a really fun evening.
There's
We have to do
loads.
that again sometime.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. Hannah, do you want to do your piece now?
Yeah, sure. So I would just like to say a big thank you to everyone for joining us tonight, and for all those of you who have been tuning in and watching tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. Please remember that if anyone would like to get involved in the friendship circle, please, you know who we are, and you know where we are and where we are located. So please do be in touch. Have such a fabulous week ahead. And again, thank you very much for listening.
That's amazing. I just want to say thank you very much for taking over our show tonight, everybody. Claudia, Adam, Hannah Levy, Hannah Mandel, you've all been absolutely awesome, and we should do this again. So we're really looking forward to inviting you back to Shrubs whenever it's safe to do so, and whenever you feel safe to come back. we'll make sure we arrange one of those Shabbat weekends together, where I promise you, you'll all be treated like VIPs.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you
Thank
next
you.
Shabbat.
See you next week. Everybody else, have a great week. And if you're going on any
Thank you.
holidays, have a good time. Be safe.
Thank
Be
you.
well. Take care.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.